Episode 11 of The Bad Batch has dropped, and man oh man what an episode it was. In it, we learned several big bits of information while also being introduced to a new character. Following the capture of the Zillo Beast during the Clone Wars, we saw Palpatine issue an order to clone the captured creature when the Sith Lord was still Supreme Chancellor of the Galactic Republic. In Episode 11 of The Bad Batch, we learned that Palpatine's order to clone the Zillo Beast eventually led to the Empire successfully cloning the creature. The episode introduced us to a cloned baby Zillo Beast that killed all of the Clone Commandos on the transport ship it was on before the Bad Batch arrived, fought off the beast, and then the Empire arrived to recapture it. Additionally, we got information at the end of the episode from Tech, who theorized that the Empire did not destroy the cities on Kamino to end cloning, but rather did so to gain control of the Kaminoans' cloning technology. Lastly, we were also introduced to a new character, Dr. Royce Hemlock, who's been assigned to work on the Imperial cloning program on Mount Tantiss. So what the hell is going down on Mount Tantiss, and what is the Empire up to? Let's first start with Dr. Hemlock and what our boy up to. For starters, we know that Hemlock is involved with cloning at the Imperial facility on Mount Tantiss. When we're first introduced to Dr. Hemlock, he speaks to an imprisoned Nala Se and is trying to convince her to help him achieve whatever his mission is, but Nala Se turns down his offer. Nala Se was the chief medical scientist on Kamino, who played a key role in engineering the clones that were used by the Republic, so our homegirl has a vast amount of knowledge on cloning and cloning technology. That would make her extremely valuable to Hemlock and his cloning project, so it makes sense that Hemlock would want to persuade her to help him. But what exactly is Hemlock and the Empire cloning on Mount Tantiss? We know that the Empire has already cloned a Zillo Beast, and continuing to do research on it makes a lot of sense. As we saw during the Clone Wars, the hide of the Zillo Beast was practically indestructible and was even impervious to lightsabers. During the Clone Wars, Palpatine sought to use the Zillo Beast's indestructible hide for armor for the clones. After the creature was killed on Coruscant, Palpatine ordered it to be cloned, but all cloning attempts failed. However, the Empire was able to successfully clone the Zillo Beast after they appropriated Kaminoan cloning technology following the destruction of multiple cities across Kamino. Using the scales of the Zillo Beast to create armor for the Imperial military would be extremely useful. If armor were to be created from a Zillo Beast's hide, that armor would theoretically be almost impossible to destroy, thus making the soldiers of the Empire even that much more of a force to be reckoned with. In addition to cloning the Zillo Beast on Mount Tantiss, I think Hemlock and his team of scientists are also working on other nefarious cloning projects for Sidious. In Legends, Mount Tantiss acted as a secret storehouse for a bunch of Sidious's dark side and Sith relics and artifacts. In addition to that, the Imperial facility was used for conducting wild experiments and for cloning. In canon, what we're seeing of Mount Tantiss seems to be very similar to what we saw of the facility in Legends. While we don't know if Sidious is storing Sith artifacts there, we do know that cloning experiments are being conducted at the facility. So what else could Hemlock be working on at Mount Tantiss? I've mentioned this in multiple videos and streams, but I think Sidious has been using Kaminoan cloning technology for quite some time in an attempt to create clones he could use to transfer his essence into as a way to live eternally. As we learned from the Rise of Skywalker novelization, Sidious was able to prolong his life after Anakin threw him to his death because he used a dark side force technique called transference to send his consciousness into an imperfect clone body on Exegol. That clone body was designed with Clone Wars era technology by the Sith Eternal. Who do we know that was utilizing cloning technology during the Clone Wars? Our homies the Kaminoans, of course, and the Empire has just gained control of the Kaminoans' cloning technology. Furthermore, in Season 1 of The Bad Batch, we saw the decommissioned Kaminoan cloning facility on the planet Boravio that still housed some wild cloning experiments. My thought is that either before or during the Clone Wars, Sidious secretly commissioned the Kaminoans to experiment with creating force-sensitive bodies that he could use when the time came, but for some reason that facility was shut down. With the Jedi and Republic both gone, and with Kaminoan cloning technology at his disposal, the Emperor can task his underlings within the Empire to figure out how to create clone bodies that would be sufficient enough for him to transfer his essence into, thus allowing him to live forever. This also ties into what we've seen in The Mandalorian with Moff Gideon wanting Grogu in his blood, those weird clones that we also saw in Season 2 of Mando, as well as the clones on Exegol that we saw in Greg Pak's Darth Vader comic series. Aside from this, there's also the possibility that Hemlock and his team on Mount Tantiss also had their hands in the Imperial Project Blackwing, which was a project that oversaw unlocking immortality. That might be a far shot, but it's still a possibility. Now that Hemlock will presumably be replacing Vice Admiral Rampart as the Bad Batch's main antagonist, I think we're going to be learning more information about what he's up to on Mount Tantiss and how that ties into Sidious's overarching goals and plans. But what's your thoughts? What do you think Hemlock is up to on Mount Tantiss? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you like this video, please help out the channel by hitting that like button and making sure you subscribe. Follow the channel on TikTok at SW Transmissions. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.